It's Saturday, guys. It is time for Cozy Couch Conversations with the three queens from Queens. How's everybody feeling tonight? Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. It's Saturday. It is time for Cozy Couch Conversations, where your Saturday night starts here. And where are my girls? Hey, Lacey. How you doing? Hello, hello. Come on in the building. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? I'm feeling phenomenal. It's been a very good Saturday for me. Hello. Come on in the building. Hi everybody. Hello. It is Saturday. Waiting for the two other queens from Queens. Come on in. Hello, hello. So, tonight's topic is very, very important. We're about to dive into an eye-opening conversation, guys. If you saw the flyer, I just tagged it, Health is Wealth. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, if you didn't know. So we are going to touch on the importance of health and wealth at the same time. I see one of my queens in the building. Hello, hello. Yes, welcome, welcome. Hello. Chi Chi, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. I am feeling great. Today has been a great day. How are you?
I'm great. Rested. Hello, I rested today.
Good. Refresh. What's that? Refresh, reset, refocus.
What was the last part?
Reset, refresh, refocus.
That's right.
Okay, I see Evie hopped on.
Yes. Hello, guys. Welcome. Waiting on the last queen to come on to the throne.
I see on there that she joined.
Okay.
I just don't know.
I don't see her request, though. There we go. Hold on. Come on in the building. Edie.
Hey y'all, what's going on?
Hey.
What's going on?
Hello. What's up?
So I am not on my couch tonight.
What's you on a couch? That's all that matters.
Are you on a couch?
Are we adding filters too?
That was just,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's gonna
So,
be
everybody, thank you for joining.
Ari running around. She ain't even sleep. So I'm mom mode.
Gotcha. Okay. So, like I was saying, guys, thanks for tuning in. It is Cozy Couch Conversations with the three queens from Queens. Your Saturday night starts here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So I am very, I'm always happy to, hop on here, but this conversation is of such importance because not just because we're just talking about health, but how our health has now affected not just us, but our families as well, because, we're moms. And so, yeah, I'm very interested in this conversation tonight.
So, in case you guys didn't know, I already had said it, but May is, hey Suzette, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, in case you didn't know. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, that ties into everything because if your mind is not right, you cannot focus on anything else properly.
Exactly.
Correct.
So, and I know there's many people who deal with anxiety and depression and stress and so many different other forms of mental illnesses, and it's so important to have a support system, team, family, friends, therapists, whatever you need to be able to uh, function accordingly, because it's so easy to spiral.
Right.
Like,
And then also not just, from the mental health aspect, your physical health too,
yes,
is definitely important. Like they say, you got to get the mind, body, and soul together, right?
one
And
connection.
move on one accord.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who are, hopping on and don't know me, my name is Chichi Coleman, and I'm a mom as well, and I'm one of those people who I was a former student athlete, and the reason why I'm leading in with this is because a lot of times people just think on the outside, all is well, but sometimes we don't realize there's things that's going on. Some of us can be like ticking time bombs, and we have no idea, what's going on with us. But just to go in real quick, I had, a scare at one point. This had to be around 2015, I believe. Yes, because I had my daughter. And prior to, me having her, for me, high blood pressure is prevalent in my family. And I think it's prevalent in most people of African American descent, right? So me thinking that I'm probably like the poster child of healthy, I had a wake up call, when I found out that I was dealing with hypertension. I had no idea. Now, part of it, it could be part of it could be genetics too, and then just the stress of just life as well could have added to it, and then also eating, right? How we eat is also of importance. So I definitely don't want to give a one-sided view of when we're talking about health and wellness, right? We're not just talking about the mental, we got to talk about the physical as well as the internal part, right? The soul. So for me, just to give a quick story on what happened with me was that I literally got sick, didn't even know that, for me, my blood pressure was high enough where I had to be actually hospitalized. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, I probably should have had a stroke and died at this point. I laugh about it now, but and quite honestly, it was serious. It was serious. And, the doctor literally told me that I was a ticking time bomb. Like I could have literally fell out at any moment. And I think my systolic was like about 200, which that is not right because the average person, for at least for my age, it varies for people, but it should be around the 120 to like 130 range is appropriate. And yeah, mine was off the chain. So
Wow.
I literally was hospitalized for almost 3 days. Mind you, this occurred a week after I had my daughter. So imagine I'm already going through the stress of just having a child, and then that comes up where I have to go back into the hospital. So for me, that was something different. I don't do hospitals. I've worked in hospitals, right? I went to go visit people in hospitals, and the only time you catch me in the hospital, the child is being born. So for real. So it was very different for me, that time. So it was crazy. So that was my story on suffering through that. And but I wanted us to share each other's story. And then we could also talk about how we're dealing with it, each situation.
So I also did have a hypertensive crisis. I had a stroke after Savannah was born. But I've had hypertension since I was 17, 19. I think I got diagnosed in 19. But I was non-compliant, and I refused to take my medicine, which is even more of a reason why we have to talk about when you need help and you get the help you need, you have to really embrace it and use it. So I didn't take my medicine for years. So talk about walking time bomb. I was,
Ooh.
my guardian angels are like, we sick of her. Sit her ass down somewhere. Because
For real.
you know what? I guess in my mind I felt like I'm young. I'm good. I don't need it. I'm good. I'm fine. Which is the wrong approach. Totally wrong. And now, I mean, I'm thankful that I don't need to take medication now because I've learned how to manage my weight and lose weight and stuff. But when I was up there, well over 200 pounds, tapping on 240, 250, I needed the medicine. And that's why Savannah is such a little miracle, because she was like, oh, we're going to get all this in order.
Right.
Whether she wants to or not, we're going to get it in order. But like you said, after having the baby, your hormones is all over the place. Your body's all over the place. You're still trying to stabilize back to some sense of normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
When you are diagnosed with hypertension, you must take your medicine until the doctor says.
Well, and working out and making sure, you know, you're conscious of what you're eating, because, you know, ever since then, I don't pick up nothing without looking at the back.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't without reading it. So I'm very mindful of sodium intake. I mean, if I buy something at a store, like, you know, restaurants, you can't really see that all the time, right?
They put it on there, but it's a guesstimate. That's not a real true amount.
Right. Or even if you're going over to someone's home, you know, you don't know if they're heavy-handed on the salt, right? So, but now it's funny how before I don't think I paid attention to salt or sodium intake, but now I can tell when it's too much salt for me. That's one of the things, was the level of awareness. That's what it brought. And once you have awareness, I don't think you can go back with that.
Your body will give you signs as soon as you eat something that is going to be bad for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I can attest to that, foodie.
Miss Foodie.
Right, because my issue with hypertension started back in college, because, you know, you go away to college, you're not eating home cooked food anymore, and, you know, I was a ramen noodles type of girl, like roll out of bed,
get that MSG,
right? And I didn't pay any attention to it. I was like, oh, I'm young, you know, I played sports, but then I stopped working out, and then go in the military. You always got to, you know, you always PT, right? No big deal. My doctor would tell me back then, like, you're too.
Now, what is PT? Because everybody in the military here.
Working out, exercise, physical fitness, right?
Physical, okay.
And so, you know, she was like, at first, she was like, I'm not going to give you any meds because you're young, you know, just watch what you eat. And I'll do it for maybe like a month, and then I'll just fall back into bad habit, right? It really, it got so bad to where I started getting on medication for it. And I was never great when it came to keeping up with my meds, taking them the same time of day. But when I realized how bad it was when I was actually pregnant. And we're talking 2 years ago. Because I would have episodes, even before that, where my body would go into overdrive, right? And because I would be working so much. So additional stress on top of my blood pressure, I ended up in the hospital many times. And
wait, you said you ended up in a hospital many times?
Many times?
Many times.
Oh,
wow. So you... Look, she the chick when it comes to relationships, just ignoring all the red flags.
Right. Exactly. And
flags going, she's like, don't worry about it.
I got this.
I got this.
Take a break, you need to calm down. But I would go for like days, especially when I was going to drill, which is, again, for our non-military folks, is when you, it's part-time. So you're on the weekends, you're going to your base and you're, you know, doing your military. So I would literally.
Is this strenuous work? Like, you know, it's working out constantly?
No, that's the thing. It wasn't strenuous. It was more
just extra time working.
It was,
right?
More of a mental. And I used to work so much overtime, and I would get off work. I work a 10-hour shift, no sleep, drive up to Delaware, right? After a 10-hour shift, get there like 9, take a nap, and be up at 4. Because there are times that I would drive up at night and I'll maybe get half an hour of sleep and get up and full right into motion, for our drill duties. And do whatever, go through the whole day and, another 8-10 hours and do that for a whole weekend and come right back and forth going to work. So there were many times when
getting rest.
I need to slow down, and I never did. So it gets to the point where Evelyn is in the hospital because she done overworked, stressed. My blood pressure is through the roof, and they're like, they can't get my, give me no IV, or they can't get anything to give me IV because I'm going crazy. And it got so bad that it happened even through my pregnancy, right? To where it got even worse. And at the time, I didn't know I was pregnant, but ended up in the hospital, and they're like, you're already high risk because of your age, right? So they're like, no, we're going to keep you. So and this is when I'm in a whole nother country, right? So I'm away from family, away from my support system. I'm already stressed out because work already is stress. My pressure was high, and they're like, we're not letting you go because we're worried about your pressure. And I was on 2 types of blood pressure medicine.
Yeah, me too.
And it's,
wow.
You would think all those things sometimes would get me to slow down and take better care of myself. But it's so easy for me to, I'm not saying ignore, but be there for everybody else and not myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part right there that we have to work on.
When I take the attention off of me, I'm fine. I'll help, I'll worry about everybody else and make sure everybody else is good, because I'm like, okay, I'll get to it eventually. And that's something I need to work on. I'm not there yet, and I have a long way to go. Like, I have a long way to go because I still do it.
Well, do you think that that's kind of like a form of escapism? Because I think for me, that was a thing that's something that I was not even paying attention to. I started realizing that I tend to do a lot for other people to not focus on me, on the stuff that I'm going through.
Yeah.
And it's a form of a coping mechanism, and it makes, what, honestly, on the outside, and I can see why sometimes people are like, yo, she just be on it. And it's because once I'm doing something, I have this laser focus, and I'm not concerned with the things that are bothering me.
Right.
And whether it's things at work, whether it's, it's personal life. But like, each of you were saying, you're trying to push those stressors down, right? And you're still trying to push through. And what you're doing is you're making it worse, actually, by not addressing it, right?
That's it right there. Yeah. And you know what? It's very easy to fall back into those habits that, oh, you know what? Oh, it's okay if I eat this today. And then you start, like I call it, rewarding myself certain foods that I know I don't need. Why do I do that?
Right.
Like it's like, why does I go, like you said, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month doing great, and then a weekend of eating,
right. So it does, tend to become a vicious cycle. So that's on the food end, because
even the working out part.
Oh, okay.
The sad part is I know all the things to do when it comes to working out, eating right, how to eat, when to eat, why to eat, what do you eat. I know all these things, and it's so like I can do good for my thing is consistent, right? Because like Mo said, it's easy to, and we all said it's easy to fall back into a cycle, because because we're going, right? You then be like, okay, I may not eat today because I was busy, or you're doing other things, and it's easy to be like, okay, I'm not going to eat, or let me just grab something quick as a filler, you know what I'm saying, and not really think about, I should really make sure I eat a well-balanced meal make sure I'm eating 4 times a day. Make sure, you know what I mean? Like we,
Right.
but oftentimes because you get busy, Mo, you've done it. You've done it. It's times when we get on the phone with each other at 5
And I'm like,
o'clock
did I eat today?
and I'm like, I didn't eat today.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I be on go. And I don't forget about all the stuff I need to be doing. And it's a gift and a curse. Trust and believe. Having to focus on one thing, just, yeah, it's not good.
So of
At
all the
all.
things that we hold each other accountable for,
Mhm.
we need to put that to the forefront, the health part, because not just because the summer's coming, not even about that. It's
Right.
the fact that
Because we trying to be outside. That's what it is.
I know. Cozy couch may have to be outside.
Right.
Right.
No, seriously. We gotta hold each other accountable for. This is another goal, like, getting, like, okay, going through the day, saying, okay, yeah, I was able to walk 2 miles today, or whatever it may be for us,
Right.
but to hold each other accountable, because
Okay.
I don't need any more scares. I don't need any more signs.
None of us do.
None of us do. We know what we need to do.
No, we don't.
You know, right now, like you two know that, you know, we are heavily praying for my grandmother who's sick right now in the hospital. And I just, it's scary when you see someone who you love and care about, and their health is changing fast. And I mean, she's been blessed for 76 years, but still, it reminds you, like, I need to take my health more seriously. I need to not let life and all the things that I have that I want to do interfere with my health, because when you're not working out and you're not eating right, you don't have the mental clarity to deal with everything. So you check out, you know,
Right.
check out. I mean, I check out, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You tend to, something suffers, and I don't know. Even if it's a half an hour a day, I don't know. We need to get back to how we were working out together. I don't know. Whatever we need to do, but we have to make a decision and make all three of us accountable.
Oh, for sure. And I think more so too is the challenges with the seasons, because, you know, last year this time, pandemic was, you know, really starting, right? And you couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything. So I think also, remember, talking about mental health, just psychologically, there was a lot of things where people are thinking about their job, their kids. They can't even go to the grocery store, you know. Everybody's taking up all the toilet tissues and
right? I still don't understand.
It was, and the reality of it, and I had to discover this as well, because I remember, like, I literally put on weight, you know, during the pandemic, because I had nothing to do but sit down and eat.
DoorDash.
Yeah, right. DoorDash. But no, I actually started getting my food delivered. You know,
Your grocery?
no, what was it called? Yeah, my groceries delivered. I forgot. What's something plate? Everyday plate? Something like that. That was called. And I was doing it that way. And I was cooking at home. But at the same time, I was stressing. Because why? Because I'm home. When I say I'm home, there's nothing wrong with being home. It's just people need to understand that there is an importance to separate yourself from your kids, or whether it's your significant other, whoever it is. So can you imagine the anxiety about having a pandemic itself, right? You can't even get up and move how you want to. There's such a restriction. People are getting sick left and right. You're worried about yourself. Someone coughs, you're looking at them sideways, and maybe they generally did cough, you know.
Allergy season.
Yes, it was just such a paranoia about a lot of things. And yeah, it was, you know, the crazy thing about it is the pandemic was probably, in my world, was probably the best thing that happened, but obviously wasn't the greatest thing, you know, overall.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, a lot of things got revealed during the pandemic. There was a lot of growth during the pandemic. You know, there was another stream of income during the pandemic. Like, it was just a lot of great things but like I said, we weren't able to go to the stores and just get up and go like we please, right? And there is something in the human nature that needs to go out and socialize. It really is, to a certain extent. I think even the introverts were sick and tired of being home. I think they were.
I mean, it took them a while because they were happy.
Being home with you and a baby. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and there are times I've probably been more so depressed and stressed, but I'll just be like, I'll get over it. Or, not, because like you said, the pandemic was a blessing for me because I got home with my daughter. But then the stress of, well, I'm here with a whole baby by myself, right? First time mom. And
you couldn't even have anybody come visit you.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I gotta take care of another person. Because there were days that I didn't even want to get up. I didn't want to get to bed. I didn't want to do anything. Right? And I'm just like, but I have another person, a whole human being that I have to look after. And I'm like, it can mess with your mind.
For sure. And y'all know me, I'm an early riser. So when you start sleeping in, like 9 o'clock, like that's not even me.
Me neither.
You just, because you don't have any routine per se.
Or
especially
sleep at all, Mo. Well, I don't.
Right.
I take naps. All right, I'm a napper. I like to nap.
Yeah, so that was something that was definitely different, and then that's why I had to switch gears. I'm like, oh, this isn't me. But that's just pandemic wise. But like I was saying, from when it comes to your health in general, blood pressure and all that stuff, that it's so important. So for you guys, what have you been doing to work through the things that you need to work on, whether it's the eating habits, whether it's the physical exercise, whether it's mental?
To keep it a buck?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Now, I mean, beginning of the year, January, we were going hard. January, we all did.
Well, overall, since whenever you had that,
Once I see myself going into like this, back to that, my old habits starting to creep in. It's like something clicks, going, oh wait, you don't want to do this anymore. I still do my detox teas and all of that. So I'm like, oh, we got to get back on track. We got to get back on making sure you take your vitamins, making sure that you're doing your collagen, making sure you do all those things. So something clicks, but it takes a while. It takes like 2-3 weeks before I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Did I gain a little bit of weight? What's going on? Like, I don't know why it happens like that, but it does. And it's scary because it's like, I see people who work out every day or work out, 3-4 times a week, and they never stop. So what is the problem where we stop from doing it consistently? Like, why? Like, that was what I was asking myself today. Like, I used to wake up every morning. I'm up anyway. Why am I not working out? Right. Oh, because I'm doing something else. Oh, because something else has my attention. Like, I got to remember that to schedule in workout time, meal prepping time, like I did all the time. Sundays used to be meal prep day, for the week. And even you reminded me that probably like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I think I said something to you about, I didn't bring lunch today. And you were like, what did you cook? And I was like, I was just bringing some leftovers. And it clicked in my head like, oh,
you should have done it. You
buy those leftovers. Maybe I should just be back to making my food, my salad like I did before. And it has to start. Like, we have to start again, and I don't know, keep a calendar.
Well, I'm looking forward for this outside, going outside. The weather was like 90 degrees today. Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to going out and running and all of that.
I said, I ain't been home yet.
No.
I'm still outside.
Right.
Well, now that the weather is getting better, I can go back to running in the mornings because I'm so glad there's no more snow. That was my favorite thing to do. before, like
And
right
that's what I
after
was saying. I
sunset.
think, and also the seasons play a factor. For us being like in the Northeast is, when it's snowing, ain't nobody trying to do nothing. Nada. No gyms would even open, even if you were the type to go to a gym. There was restrictions there.
And they still have like you have to line up. It's not like you just walk in and you can go. You still have to line up. Especially prime time, like in the evenings. Like that 5 to 7 time frame when most people get off from work and go to the gym. It's still like you have to. They can only have a certain amount of people in the gym at one time, and you got to have a mask, obviously. Now they have certain machines for people who are vaccinated.
Oh wow! That's what we doing now.
The Great
Really?
Divide. The Great Divide is coming.
Right.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
So with do you think this is what I was thinking? Do you think the signs of health, mental health, physical health also plays a factor with how we handle other things, like in a financial aspect? Because I was thinking about that. Sometimes we actually repeat stuff that people that surround us, our environment. Because I know people who Sundays, their family acts like it's Thanksgiving every Sunday, right? So they go to such and such's house, or they do go on rotation, and they eat, or depending on who you're around, people may look at you like, why are you working out? Like it's something that we don't do. There I've seen both sides of that. So what do you ladies think about that? And also how it plays, same thing with finances, because I think also at the end of the day, what we're eating is, we're spending. Right? Because if it's time to go out, some people will start dropping some stacks, right? Like it's nothing. And you're not like you're going out eating crazy at a nice vegan restaurant. You're not hearing that, right?
No.
No, we're not dropping money for that,
Can't
right?
even find them, really. They're so hard to find. It's
right. With all the unhealthy stuff you find easier.
Yeah. Because it's on every corner. It's fast food for a reason, right? And the colors and the smell and everything got you. Because, I was telling somebody the other day, a coworker, I was like, I can eat kava every day. But then again, I was like, this is stuff I can prep at home. But anyway, go back.
So kava is a vegan spot down your way, right?
Healthier eating. They have some.
Oh, a healthier eating spot. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. They have vegan. I guess you can say it's vegan, but some they have like.
What's the prices like?
It's pretty good. I mean, for a lunch for me is $6, and maybe because I'm in uniform, they give law enforcement
a discount.
I'm about to say,
right?
Salad you getting for $6,
but it's good. Like I do like they have their rice, which is it has lentils and veggies, like super green,
right?
All that good stuff. But we digressed a little bit.
I'd rather make it at home.
Yeah. Mental health.
So how do you think like how that all plays a factor in your environment? Because let's say you're in a workspace and it seems like everybody's eating McDonald's.
Right. It does.
You might tend to now you're ordering McDonald's because that just seems like where everybody's going to eat, or family. Every Sunday we getting down with pork chops, neck bones, whatever it is, that people are eating, and then it becomes a part of your lifestyle.
It's easy to get caught up because I noticed, like, I have said to my, guys, I'm eating good all week, right? Or I'm on a diet, and somebody will bring in donuts or somebody will bring in bagels, and I'm like, I get that I'm the only one trying to do better in the office, right? Or trying to eat, but it's still, the environment is not conducive to, personal growth on any aspect. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
It's not, because everybody's going through their own thing, right? But when you're trying to do, or when you're doing different than the masses, you are made fun of. You are. I've had it said to me, to where, oh, you didn't get salad today, you not, and I'm like, yeah, and
See, that's what I'm saying. Like they look at you like there's something wrong.
yeah, it's
Like
kind of crazy.
I'm just
Or,
trying to have
oh, you
my blood pump through my
Well,
arteries. Is
in the
that okay?
hospital, we celebrate something. We're celebrating something all the time in the hospital. Last week was Nurses Week, and man, every day it was something else different to eat. Start
Right.
off the morning with bagels and all of that stuff, and
Isn't that funny? You work in a health setting.
right.
and they eat the worst. They eat the worst.
Yep. Yep.
That's why I like bringing my food to work. I don't think it's lunch that's the problem. It's dinner time that's the problem. Breakfast is not a problem. I make my breakfast at home. Lunch is not a problem. It's dinner. I don't know what happens. Like between 5 and like 11, I forget about food, and then it's like, wait, did I eat? I didn't eat. And then it's like, do I fast for it? Like I don't know.
Right.
You know,
I think it's the busyness.
it's willpower because
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, I know that I can do it because I've done it for 30 days where I go into work, no matter the bagels, the donuts, the whatever. I'm like, no, I'm not eating that. They be like, come on, have a cookie. Or
Don't even go in the break room.
bread cookies or oatmeal cookies are my kryptonite, along with red velvet cupcakes. Anybody out there listening? Okay. No. No. But
You dropping hints?
right. It's willpower. And it's how bad do you want to do better for yourself?
That's the same thing in the financial aspect too.
And
Right.
that's what it rolls over to your finances because, right, how you do anything is how you do everything, right?
Everything. Correct.
And so if I'm inconsistent with my eating, with my
Habit.
fitness, inconsistent with my money. And it shows because I may say, oh, I know how to spend, or I know what you're supposed to do and not over leverage, but what do you do it anyway because you're like, oh, get on this trade,
Get hot in here.
right? And put it at a 0.05
When
when
you
you're
leave
like,
me alone.
my account can't handle a 0.05 right now. But you know what? We up, so I'm gonna just jump in anyway, and then you turn around and now you're negative 130, right? Because you done over leverage. Like, why is my account on red?
Why is my trade red?
Why is my
Yeah. Where?
right?
Oh my gosh, yo, that yeah.
For the people who are on that trades, they know what that feels like.
So
Because you already know. That's why we like blue, please.
Blue, bro.
exactly. So it's the same.
Stop talking about you. Exactly. Exactly. She's talking about all of us. Right?
Sorry, Anya. We won't do it again.
I know.
It's the same thing. So
wait, say that. Run that line back. How you do anything is how you do everything. Say it again.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm about to. That's. I'm about to write that on the wall right now. I'm about to put that up.
Because think about it, right? You at work, you hungry, you're like, oh, let me get something quick. Quick does not equate, let me grab an apple, let me grab, something healthy. Quick is
Right.
a cookie, a donut, a filler, right? Because the insulin and the sugar, that turns into fat, and you're like, oh, it makes you feel good, and you're like, oh, whatever, right? The same thing, you put in a trade, you're like, oh, let me just jump in on this trade right quick, no big deal. You lose, you're like, I'm gonna make it back. You're probably tired, you didn't properly mark up your chart, right? Just you got a trade signal and you're like, okay, let me just do it. Let me just jump in, right? Did you already make your
percentage for the day, for the week?
You probably did, right? But
right.
But you're like, oh, what's one more trade gonna do? No big deal.
Right.
Negative.
What's one cookie gonna do? No big deal, right? Oh, it's just a cookie. Oh,
right.
One more trade. So it works.
One more shoes or whatever it is.
Whatever it
that seems to be your vice.
And then
it's
you don't need it. You just want to have it. Just want it. You not
right.
Right.
So that is the difference between just spending just to do something opposed to, obviously investing in yourself a better way for whether it's for your mind, your body, or your soul.
Right.
For me, I'm gonna share one thing that I did when it came to like my health scare. So for those of you just hopping on, we're sharing information about health is wealth. It literally is in all aspects, right? Because at the end of the day, you can make money, but if you don't have the health,
you
you can't even enjoy it.
You're not even
You can't enjoy it, right? So for me, was being almost being hospitalized for almost 3 days,
right.
Due to hypertension, and I'm telling you, that was my aha moment for real, because after that, let me tell you, I was working out. Listen, I started playing ball again, joined the women's basketball league. I was not playing. And then also I changed the way I ate. I actually became a pescatarian. So I was not eating any land animals at all. I mean, I could have pasta, but the pasta was going to have shrimp. It wasn't no chicken or anything like that, right? So I definitely had to do an extreme, change. And that worked. And for me, not only did it just melt the baby fat on top of that, right, and put me down in a better, I guess, weight, but also my pressure too started to drop, because guess what? I was exercising. I changed my diet. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times too, when people hear about what type of diet you have, it doesn't mean that you're doing something crazy where you're not eating food at all. Diet just means the way you eat, right? Just some people on a I see food diet, not a seafood, right? Whatever I see, I'm eating, right? Right. So some people do that, but for me, I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it where I'm going to make sure that I'm gonna eat right. I'm gonna eat right. So I made a lot of changes. I mean, literally working out every day for at least 30 minutes. And actually, I'm a person, like, I like to compete. I like challenges. I had a former teammate. Her challenge was the working out part. I was like, cool. Then I said, you know what? I'm gonna up it. I'm up it. And then that's why I said, I'm gonna do the pescatarian and I'm gonna work out every day.
And actually, that's probably when you felt the best, right?
Oh yeah, there was a lot. When I say mental clarity,
wow.
Like waking up, not like foggy brain. And I didn't realize that, the foods that we eat, how much it fogs up our thinking, it makes us feel sluggish. When I say I had energy, I probably had energy to run a marathon, do cartwheels. I was just very light on my feet, and I woke up naturally, right? And that's another thing too. When you start waking up naturally without an alarm clock, that's how you know your body is doing its thing. Huh?
I haven't used an alarm clock in years. Like, I actually hate alarm clocks. Like, I don't even like anybody to wake me up, period. But I don't use an alarm clock. My body naturally wakes up before the sun every day, no matter what. I don't care what time I go to bed.
Right.
I go to bed. But whatever time I go to bed, my body is up before the sun, no matter what. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I don't really eat beef or pork. So I think once I took beef and pork out of my diet, and I just added chicken back in, but I think I'm getting ready to cut the chicken again, because I was doing pescatarian too, and that was the best. And I mostly vegetables. I was trying to get back to being in a vegan state, but
y'all don't. I had
cheese. It's the cheese, not the milk. It's the cheese.
Cheese, boy.
Cheese, yes. But I had to laugh first because Cheese said something, and I just thought of something crazy. You know, when people think of diet, no, when people diet, right, can be so, like, the connotation behind the word diet when people say it, it's the same with Forex.
Wow. That is so true.
Because diet,
oh my goodness,
in nature, in and of itself, is a good thing, right? It's good for you, for your mental, for your health, your physical, all that, right? And depending on who the person is, when you say, "Oh, I'm on a diet," they be like, "Oh, why you on a diet? Why you doing that? Why you not eating that? Why you asking like this?" And then, if you're saying to someone, "I am working on being healthier," and making sure I eat right. They be like, "Oh, you want a diet? What diet you want?" Right?
But
Right.
diet
Right.
just means what you eat, the way you eat,
Education,
really.
Yeah, that's
right,
right.
too. So when this just with Forex, right? People think, "Oh, Forex, it's that thing you do," right? Like,
Right. The thing you right, right.
you
Little do they know.
why you doing this? Oh, I heard about that Forex thing. And it's like,
Hmm.
bruh,
But everything goes back to like what we said about education, your environment.
right.
So if you don't even know what it is, then you can't be snubbing your nose at it. And then also, family, whether it's when it comes to food, because you got some people who will make fun of relatives that actually eat salad only,
Right.
opposed to throwing a whole slab of ribs on their plate, right?
That's
And then
True.
it's like you're looking at me sideways because I'm trying to do right for me for myself.
exactly.
And the same thing when you're talking about trading as
Exactly.
well, right? When you're saying like, look, there's a way to make money where that I don't have to work more hours than necessary, right, at work. And people snub their nose at that. It's just a complete programming. But that was a good analogy,
Yeah, because
that you pointed out with that.
you're like, oh, but the stock market does. And you're like, that's like you say,
Mm.
okay, I choose not to eat meat. But oh, you vegan? Like
Right, yeah.
what?
They don't even go vegetarian. Like they just go straight to the
Or
I'm like, no, I
to
still have
something.
cheese.
But that tells you because if you know what a vegan is, that means not just on the meat aspect, right?
right.
It's on the dairy as well.
So I go, no, I
Mhm.
still eat cheese. For now.
Right.
For now.
Cheese is lit though, but
Good man. And then that anything with cheese and bread. Sorry,
I know
wheat.
my
Wheat.
bread is my kryptonite because whew, child, listen.
That's not right though.
Look,
All together.
as Ari has her feet on your face.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah, really. Ari has like zero cares. Like that's mom for you right there.
Right.
right.
No, I tried to leave her with her godfather. She was like, "No, I'm not having it." And I'm like, "Ari, but I go play with the other kids." No. I'm like,
Right.
"Come on, go to sleep." No. But everybody, if you're just tuning in, yes, I'm that mom that because I'm outside.
Wait, you that mom that what?
Apparently, because I'm outside with my kid, I can't get her to function. So,
I know
Okay.
she normally be asleep by now.
exactly.
You hanging out.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's a different environment, so how that goes.
Outside.
Right.
Right. But
So guys,
So-
health is wealth, and I'm just like I said, it was a wake up call this week. Not directly to me, but just for my grandma. And
right.
thank you everybody who's been helping me, praying, and collectively sending her healing vibes. I appreciate it. But it was that reminder that needs, like, one, we have to stay in touch with our loved ones. Two, we have to take our health seriously every day, consistently. So,
And it's okay to be selfish because oftentimes we, you view that word selfish as in it's a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's okay to be selfish, right?
Mhm.
It's okay to
Hey, and
be self.
right. Like, hey, when you're on the airplane, what do the flight attendants tell you? You got to put on your mask first before you go and help anyone else, and that's so synonymous in life. So for me, definitely want to have you. Hopefully, you can take away to make sure you put yourself first. Like Evie said, no, that's not being selfish. At the end of the day, you are who you talk to the most, right? And so that's who you have to take care of.
right.
And if you don't do that, you can't help no one else. So you definitely have to take that seriously. And that was a wake up call for me, and I'm quite sure it's a wake up call for all you ladies, because it's everything we do is not just for us; it's always connected to somebody else at the end of the day. So we have to be mindful of that to make sure we're taking care of our mind as well. So it's not just the food part, it's not just the working out part, it's also the people that you're around, you know,
Right.
things that you're listening to. Look here. I was so sick and tired of my family talking about daggone COVID. I was so over it. And yes, and I had to remove myself.
Right.
I literally, you know, if they're watching, they're gonna be pissed. Who cares? But I had to mute the family's group chat. They were talking about stuff that I'm not concerned with. This is not what I center my life around. You know, I only focus on the things that I can control. So it is okay to say, look, I can't talk to you right now. We need a break because the energy that y'all are bringing me right here, it's not helping me elevate.
Or
So it's okay to do that.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. There was a few things that was on the list of, I didn't want to talk about Trump anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was over the election. I was
Mm-hmm.
over hearing about the vaccine. That's the next thing. Like, I am over here.
Well, that's going to be your world. You work in healthcare, so.
I'm talking about with the family and friends and my
Mm-hmm.
close-knit. Like, I don't want to talk about it no more.
Right.
You know, the why why aren't you getting the vaccine, or why you got the vaccine. Like, I'm not even saying which fence I'm on.
Right.
Because it's nobody's business. But, like, CNN, what's on the news? I don't know. Like, all my family, they be like, did you see this on the news? I don't watch TV. Honestly, I don't even know why I have TVs in my house, because I don't use them. So it's like you said, guard your ear gates, guard your what you
guard your eyes too. You know what you see, what you're taking in. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on around the world, and not to say that you want to be desensitized to it. You just got to be mindful of the information that you're taking in. If you're internalizing the information and there's not some type of action, that's the outcome of it, then you can't be just watching it just to watch it over and over. You know what I'm saying? All the negative stuff, unless there's a purpose for you to hear it, so you can take action to do something else, right? But yeah, it's got to be mindful of that. So
most definitely.
Was there any last thing that you wanted to add, Edie, before we rock and roll out of here?
Just like I said, don't think about the fact that if you're being selfish, it's a bad thing.
Say that again, Evie.
And I said, don't think about being selfish as, it's harmful, I can't. Because at the end of the day, if you don't take care of you, like you said, you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else.
That's right.
Facts.
Yes.
So yeah,
it's wealth, because at the end of the day, again, how you do anything, how you do
everything.
That's right.
Very true.
That's right.
All right. So thank you all for spending your time with us and hearing a little bit about our personal stories, our journey on the health aspect of it. Appreciate you all.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Have a good one. Saturday night from Not My Couch.
It's Saturday. It doesn't matter. The cozy couch is when the three of us are together, right?
There it is.
Your Saturday night starts
here. Right.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
Right. Good night.
Good night.